The ability to be here each week as we legislate. Many of us get elected and we want to say that we get elected to make changes in people's lives. And one of those passions, as Jen alluded to, for me, has been the victim's voice in our system. And time again, we have to fight to make sure that that victim's voice is heard and that people are reminded that they should not ask where the victim stands on a particular issue. And that's something that we continually do. And weeks like this, where we bring attention to those points, is what we need to continue to do. The more we educate, the more people will be aware and ask, where does the victim stand in this? Because as many of you know, I've been a staunch supporter of this issue. And in 2017, 799,306 crimes were reported in Pennsylvania. And of those, more than 257,000 violent crimes were reported. While statistically and realistically, we will never get to zero on this issue, as for people who have been victimized, crime touches everyone. As we stand here today, someone somewhere in Pennsylvania is becoming the victim of a crime through no fault of their own. And I will repeat those words because that is the most important part. A victim is in the system through no fault of their own. Someone else did something to them. Whether it's assault, whether it's harassment, whether it's abuse, stalking, theft, robbery, becoming the victim of a crime is a traumatizing thing to happen in your life, and something that in many cases takes the rest of your life to overcome. And no matter how serious the crime is, it is a very personal and emotional experience. We must all work together to show that those would-be criminals don't intimidate us. We will fight back, and we will make sure, with Marsy's Law, that victims' rights are on par with those that are accused. Marsy's Law does not take one thing away from those that are accused. It takes nothing from those that are accused. It just gives the victim the voice. That is fair. That is what our Constitution is about, and that is why we need to change it this November on the ballot. We will do that today in the House. My colleague in the Senate, Senator Sabatina, also has the Senate bill. We will be working and pushing this from the House and the Senate to make sure the voters have that choice for Marsy's Law in November. But we will not let them invade, those would-be criminals invade our communities and continue their wrongful acts on our streets and neighborhoods. One of the best parts of all of our communities, statewide, hands down, is that they are there for each other. When something happens, the community comes together and stands up for the victims of crime. And like our victim advocate, make sure they know what it is they can do. How can they become whole again? How can they get the services that they needed? And how can we prosecute the criminals fairly in our system? We need to continue doing that, and one of the issues that I wanted to bring up, yes, Marsy's Law is today in the House, and we're very excited about having that vote for what it means and what it will mean to the victims in our state. But I also want you to be aware that our leader in the House has made sure that not only is Marsy's Law on the docket, but we have House Bill 276, House Bill 315, House Bill 502, 503, 504, 505. Each and every one of those bills deals with issues for victims. We are not just standing back and making sure that let the status quo. We're taking a proactive view. We're taking proactive action. Marsy's Law is the first step. We have other bills on the docket that we need to continue to do, and we will continually fight for victims' voice. The resolution that we will pass in the House to recognize this week is very important. Again, it brings attention to an important issue. The more we educate, the more we can change. So thank you very much.